Hii ni Online TV na kipindi ni Haso za Kitaa. Leo hii tunaripoti kutoka nchini Uganda na tumebahatika kukutana na moja wa wakufunzi katika academy ambayo inajihusisha na kufundisha vijana kuwa wajasiriamali. Kuna mambo mengi ambayo tunatarajia tupate kutoka kwao. Karibu sana. Mr. James, welcome to Online TV. To know about the idea of Spark. It's its own idea, or is it something maybe you learn from somewhere and you really want to implement it?
Yeah, it's a mix of everything. I got this idea after from information I got through books, conferences, events where I had been participating as a volunteer in different fields or areas of life. But most importantly, it began with my story, an experience I had in 2006 with my education. So I had a challenge. I studied there's a course I was pursuing at Makerere University, but I failed to complete the course because of my dissertation, my research work. So I had so many struggles in the area, and so I was not able to graduate. And so I dropped out of university. And so there was my family, my mom, my siblings used to ask me, you know, why have you dropped out? When are you going to graduate? When are you going to get a degree? You know, in this life you cannot survive without a degree and papers and what. And so I became really worried and concerned, and I felt, I cannot succeed without a degree and without a paper. You see, if I don't have a degree, does that mean that I cannot achieve my dreams or my goals? Those are the things which were going on in my head. So that challenge forced me to start asking myself the important questions, you know, like, who am I really? Why do I exist? If I'm to go to school and I study and I get a degree and I lose that paper, maybe it gets burnt in a house somewhere, does that mean my life stops? You know, so I started asking myself those questions, and so that forced me into a journey of self-discovery. So Spark is actually a story of my life. It began with my own personal search and discovery for why I exist. So as I began that search, as I started reading books, I read books like Think Big, Ben Carson. Those were the books that really changed me, because Ben Carson also was having such a similar situation. The book, The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren, all those books were powerful. Miles Monroe, the Dr. Miles Monroe, I am forever indebted to that gentleman. His teachings really changed my life. And so I started searching, and slowly a picture began to emerge. I started to realize who I was. And along the way, I asked myself, if myself, I have discovered these things on my own, what if I created a training program that would help young people go through the same journey? And so that's how I began to put ideas together about the Spark. But it's a combination of so many things. You know, it's like a cocktail of so many ideas, experiences, my own personal experiences in my life, what I experienced in trainings in the different organizations I went through, books I read, all of that is a mixture, is what helped me to come up with a Spark model.
Okay, it's really so amazing to hear about that. But I want to know the journal, where the journal started for you to start provide this Spark training in Django International or SINA.
Oh, that's a nice question. So in 2013, I got a job in Educate Uganda. Educate is a social enterprise that is doing a lot of work that's similar to SINA. So when I got a job in Educate, I was working in a department as a curriculum designer. So I was working with a lady called Marit Black. She's a Dutch from Holland. So we became very friendly with her because we had the similar interest in education, designing trainings and facilitations. So as I got close to her and we became friends, she actually is the one who connected me to Etienne, because she's a personal friend of Etienne. So she told me, James, you know what, there's a guy you need to meet. And so she gave me the website about the Social Innovation Academy. When I looked at the website and I saw the plastic bottle houses and the tiles made of car tires and the toys and the creativity, I
Mr. James,
where I belong.
for real, I was so excited about your story. But I want to know, I'm the one who participated on the Spark training. But I'm wondering where you get the idea of using, like I can say that things which we saw that are nonsense things to provide training. And it showed that if someone came to see you when you provide training and he didn't know anything, you will see like they chat, they're praying something. But really, you get a lot of knowledge. Where do you come from with that idea?
I've realized personally that art has a power, a secret power in education, which the world is not really realizing and utilizing. And when I talk about art, I'm talking about visual art, performance theater, writing, journaling, and creative games and activities. There's actually a science behind these tools in learning. These are powerful tools in education which have the power to unlock the creativity of a person. I mean, when you go to a normal school, you'll find a teacher, a lecturer stands in front and just talks and is talking all the time. Such a kind of teaching model is boring. It's not engaging. It's not interesting, you see. But when you're using art forms and creative games and exercises, they make people wake up, they make people alive, they make people alert and engaged and excited. And because of that, they lose track of time. That's why in the sessions, most of the trainings we do, you don't realize we have started the first day, it's already the fourth day, the fifth day, and you're asking yourself, hey, where did time go? Why? Because artistic games and exercises are really powerful in engaging and focusing the mind and helping people understand content and be fully engaged in a session. And so the reason why I really have a passion for learner-centered approach to teaching as opposed to lecture or the traditional method of teaching. And because of that, I read a lot of books on learning and education. Actually, education and how the human brain learns, those are things which captivate me. Those are things which fascinate me. And so I'm always reading books about how humans learn. And so I watch videos, YouTube videos, and then in the night I think, I meditate, and I visualize, how can I deliver a session that can make people so happy and excited? And it has reached a point where I even have dreams. In fact, some of these tools which I do and the exercises, I've got them from dreams in the night. So that's how I take it serious. To me, it's something which I value and I'm passionate so much. I'm really concerned about the audience. How engaged are the audience? And so that's why the sessions are like that.
Why do you think Spark training is very essential to use who want to be the entrepreneurs or who want maybe to be a leader or to be someone?
In Uganda, half the population of Ugandans are below the age of 15. 70% of the 40 million citizens in Uganda are below the age of 30. And so the largest population in Uganda are youth. But not only in Uganda, but in Africa. It's a huge thing. So because of that, because of the huge, vast, and another thing, we have a huge population of young people, and yet 80% of the unemployment is the youth, And so we are first in a situation where we have an increasing population of young people, engaged, energized, energetic people with a lot of talent and potential, but it's not being utilized and tapped, And because of that, so many groups like terrorists, Al-Shabaab, and all of these other criminal organizations are taking advantage of the youth and are tapping into that. I believe Spark has come at the right time to engage the young population in bringing change, positive change and productive change on the continent. You see? So I believe the reason why this training is very important and needed is because of the timing. We're at a time when the vast majority of the youth who lack a sense of purpose, who have a lot of energy and want to be utilized but have no work to do, this is the right time for Spark to engage them. And so I believe that's one of the reasons why it's key. The issue of timing. Look at the situation that the world is now in, COVID and the lockdown. Did you know that when the lockdown came, the greatest percentage of deaths which were happening, not just in the West, but also started happening in Africa, were things to do with depression, loneliness, hopelessness. You know, we're living in a world where, because of bad news and negativity on the news, everyone is getting depressed. There feels to be like there is no hope for the future. This is why Spark has come. Spark has come at the right time to give people meaning and a sense of purpose so that they may have hope for the future. The secret power of the Spark training is it not only just helps people, you know, become creative and do all these other things, but what's very important with the Spark training is it improves the mental health and well-being of people, because you can testify. You've been in the sessions. How does it feel when you know who you are and when you create meaningful work that makes a positive difference in the world? The fulfillment it gives you is sweeter than having $1 million on your account. So you need to be.
Yeah, it's really so amazing. What is your plan to make sure that this Spark training will be spread worldwide?
That's a very good question. Last year and the end of last year and the beginning of this year, I've been thinking about identifying trainers who are going to carry on this movement of Spark. And I'm calling them Spark avatars. Those are people who have the values, the heart of Spark, a heart to inspire people to find what inspires them. And people who believe in purpose, people who believe in positive psychology, the secret power of positive psychology, people who believe in the power of art, you know, the power of play and creativity. I'm looking for those people. So once I identify a team, then my plan is to start doing, to replicate the Spark training, not just throughout Uganda, but also in the Eastern Africa region. I'm glad that people like you are already showing interest in being part of this. So you could maybe qualify to be a Spark avatar, who knows? So I'm planning to, that's one of the plans. So I'm thinking, I'm at the moment developing a model for a training of trainers. What does that mean? So a model to identify in each region of Africa, if I can identify at least 5 or 10 avatars in Eastern Africa, in Western Africa, in North Africa, in Southern Africa, if I can just get 5 avatars, they're enough to set Africa on fire and create a movement that will spread. Yeah.
We have idea of starting this model, transfer this SINA model in Tanzania. So we expect that we shall have those training in academy, which we are going to open soon. Wow. In Tanzania.
Wow. Yeah, there is hope. I just want to encourage you that there is hope. The fact that you're alive and you're not dead, it means there's a reason why you're alive and why you exist. And you are important and you are valuable. You have seed in you. You have seed of potential. You know, Gideon, if I show you a seed, if you show me a seed, and I tell you that, and you ask me, what are you seeing? And then I tell you, I'm seeing a forest. I am as correct as saying, I am seeing a seed when I say I'm seeing a forest, because the full potential of the entire forest is trapped inside the seed. And so my message to all the young people, you are seeds of potential. There are forests of potential, Amazon of potential in you. You see, you just need to have a hunger and a desire to seek for truth, for the truth of who you actually are. Listen to the inner voice. Go where your intuition leads you. Go where inner voice leads you. Whether it's a course you want to do in university, fine, you can hear advice from so many people. But what's your heart? Where is your heart leading you to? Follow your heart. Those were the words of Steve Jobs before he died. And we can all agree that he was a success, not so? Follow your heart. I'm also telling you, follow your heart. I began this journey 8 years ago. Right now, I am not regretting. I'm so grateful for the decision I made to start this journey. So, follow your heart.
Thank you so much. It's really so amazing and so interesting. I'm a youth. Also, I'm struggling about my future. And really, I don't want maybe to achieve myself. I want to achieve with my fellow youth. My name is Ivan G, and this is EM Online TV. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification